Hi, Miss Baker. This is Jordan. Me and Aya are gonna split it up. Even though she's not here, she's gonna do her part from her house, because she's sick right now. So the name of our project is called Enchanted. Name of our park is called Enchanted Anatomy. Our theme is kind of like a magical, princessy, castle-y type of theme. So yeah, it's kind of enchanted. The first attraction is called Slippery Slope. So this is the main part of this attraction is the urethra, but the bladder is also connected to the urethra, and this system depicts the urinary system. So the function of the urethra is to release like the fluid waste that's in the bladder. So the people act as the waste, and they'll walk up the stairs, and they'll get inside, and then they'll just slide down the urethra tube, and they'll land in the pool of water, and that's kind of basically like the toilet, but in this case, it's a pool. Three facts. A couple of features of this urinary system is that it removes waste products from our body and release hormones to control our blood pressure. Excuse me. The next attraction is called Beautiful Bumper. So this is basically just bumper cars, and they depict the reproductive system, because one of the cars is the egg cell and the other cars are the sperm cells. And the function of the egg and sperm cells is to join together to form an embryo. So when people are in the cars and they bump each other, that's the process of them forming an embryo. So we're making babies in the well, not really babies, but that's what it's supposed to be doing. Features of the reproductive system is that it's the site for fertilization, and it also secretes female sex hormones, and it transports sperm. The next attraction is called the heart attack. So the organ that we use for this system is the heart, and the function of the heart is to transport blood throughout the body, to pump blood throughout the body, so from your head to your toes. Yeah, that's what it does. And the blood cells are the blood cells is the seats, basically. So people are sit on the seats, and the heart, when everybody gets situated and locked in, the heart will turn and spin them around, and that will be the process of the heart pumping blood. The features of the cardiovascular system is that it helps the body maintain constant temperature and transport nutrients, gases, and waste products around the body. So that's what the heart attack does. The next attraction is called the diaphragms. So the organ we use for this system is the diaphragm, and that's part of the respiratory system. So the function of the diaphragm is to push and pull air out of the lungs. So basically, when the diaphragm moves down, it pulls air inside the lungs, and when the diaphragm moves up, it pushes the air out. So how our attraction reflects this is that people will climb up the ladder, and then it will get put onto these ropes, and then the diaphragm push and pull them down. So basically, they'll be bouncing up and down, up and down, and the people that are being moved up and down, that they act as the air that's being pushed and pulled out of the lungs. And this is just the area where they will get off at when they're done with the ride. Some features of the respiratory system is that it brings oxygen into the body and expels water and carbon dioxide from the body, and also it produces airflow that makes speech possible. So basically, it helps you talk. The Whirly Derby is the next ride that we did, and they depict the nerves, and the nerves are part of the nervous system. So the function of the nerves is to relay messages and information, and basically send signals throughout the body. So if you have a sensation in your toe, it will send an impulse to your brain to tell you to tell you how to react, basically. So how our system, how our attraction depicts that is that we have the rides starting at the same place, but they go to different places. So like the blue ride, it goes up. It starts right here, but it'll go up because that's where it's sending the message to, or where it's receiving it from. And the other ride does the same thing. And also it shows how the nerves look in your body, because the nerves go all over the place. They're not at a design, they're not at a designated area. Excuse me. So some fun features of this attraction is that, some fun features of the nervous system is that it collects sensory input from the body, then it processes that sensory input, and then it responds accordingly to that input that was received. And that's all from our video.
So the first part of our amusement park is the castle. The castle basically depicts the skin. It is part of the integumentary system. It protects the whole theme park. The gates are the first line of defense to the theme park, just like our skin to our internal body. It basically protects the park from any outside invaders from getting in. It also is a castle because it represents our enchanted theme. Some fun features about the castle or the integumentary system is that the skin is the largest organ of the body. It provides sensory input and sensations, stores fatty tissues that are needed for energy. This next attraction in our amusement park is called Magical Falls. Magical Falls depicts the digestive system. The part of the digestive system that we picked to depict our ride is the esophagus. The function of the esophagus is to act as the passageway for food from the mouth to the stomach. This ride is kind of sort of like the drop zone. The passengers are the food, and the ride brings them to the top of the mouth and drop them to the stomach. Some fun features about the Magical Falls or the digestive system or the esophagus is that it transports food throughout the body. It breaks down the food that was put into the body. Absorption, it takes in the nutrients from the chyme. This next attraction in our amusement park is called the Sleeping Sway. The sleeping sway depicts the hypothalamus, which is part of the endocrine system. The function of the hypothalamus is to control the hormones in the body. This ride shows the function of the hypothalamus because the swing seats are the different hormones, and the hypothalamus is the control center. Each seat is a hormone that is distributed into the body, and the connection to the hypothalamus and the seats are like the chains that come from the top of the ride. Some fun features about the hypothalamus and the endocrine system is that it is made up of glands that secrete hormones. The hormones regulate the body's growth and metabolism, and the chemical substances produced from the hormones regulate the activity of cells in the endocrine system. So basically the endocrine system is like your hormone pod. The next attraction in our amusement park is called the fairy femur. The fairy femur depicts the femur, which is a bone in the skeletal system. The femur is the longest bone in the body that supports all of the body's weight. The ride shows this function because it is our longest roller coaster in the whole park. It supports the people as they stand during the ride. The femur connects to form the hip joint and distally with the tibia and patella to form the knee joint. Some fun features about the femur in the skeletal system is that it protects internal organs, it supports the body, it produces both red and white blood cells, and stores minerals. This next part of our amusement park is particularly my favorite. It's called Protective Nights. It's the emergency area, and it depicts the lymphatic system. The function of the lymphatic system is to keep the body safe from foreigners. So it's basically like a defense system. This area acts as the safety zone. Is the theme park's very own protection center. It'll help people out when they are hurt, and it will protect the park from dangers such as a criminal or basically any outside people who should not be in the park. Like, for instance, if the park was closed and stuff like that. The park uses this area to help any injured or hurt people. Some fun features about the protective nights is it removes excess fluid from the body, it produces immune cells, and it transports white blood cells to and from the bones. This next attraction is called the Princess Pumper. The Princess Pumper depicts the smooth muscle from the muscular system. Smooth muscle controls involuntary movements in internal organs. This ride pumps the riders on a smooth and steady ride as the smooth muscle contracts slowly and steady. This ride basically shows the whole park. It takes them on it's like a type of sky ride type ride. You start off on the regular roller coaster, and then once you get past that loop, it takes you around the park just to show you just how nice and easy and fun the park looks like. It's taking you on a overhead view of how the park looks. Some fun features about the muscular system is that allows movement, posture. It helps keep the body's posture in the correct position, and organ protection. Each of these rides make up the Enchanted Anatomy amusement park, while also each of these rides depict one part of each human body system. All of these come together to make one big human body. Thank you for visiting Enchanted Anatomy. I hope you had a lot of fun.